Hello everybody, welcome to my beginner guide about speedrunning the game Hollow Knight. This speedrun is for the 100% category and includes getting Shade Soul. There's a catch though, I only recently started speedrunning Hollow Knight and did so by reading a guide made by Calligraphiti. The link is in the description. With that said, let's get into the video. The beginning is not that special. There are some tricks you can do, but I'm not going to explain all those, so I recommend searching for a tutorial on speedrun tricks in King's Pass if you want to learn that. Anyways, after King's Pass, we drop down to Dirtmouth. What you can do is jump through Dirtmouth, as that is quicker than just walking, since the knight walks slower in Dirtmouth. Just ignore the lonely, elderly bug, jump down the well, and go to the left. Drop down the room and try not to get hit by the grass. Go right to the bottom and defeat the aspids in the small arena. You can hit a stalactite into the aspids to instantly kill them, but it can be tricky to time at first. After arena, just go right until you get to the stag sign pointing upwards. Follow it into the room above and enter this room here. Jump over the big guy as he's useless for the run and try to squeeze through these goons. Go up into the boss area and it's time to fight the first boss. All that is required is to hit the false knight 13 times to knock him down. When you hit his face, he will become angry, which weakens the left door, so you can break it open to skip the boss fight. Go down to the left and up to Ancestral Mound. Talk to the snail and get the Vengeful Spirits. When waking up, instantly jump and break the wood piece above. This will save a little bit of time. Then, just run through the rooms. How to get some soul running past enemies is you want full soul for the Elder Boulder in the end. To get this boulder out of the way, you can either kill it with a fireball or upslash it. The Elder Boulder dies to 4 fireballs, so you need to collect soul from one boulder that it spits out. Talk to the snail and get out. If you want to, you can rest on the bench to heal. Now, it's time to go to Greenpath, where we will get the Mothwind Cloak, giving us the ability to dash. After leaving the Ancestral Mound, hit the lever in the bottom left to open the door and go back up into the long room. Get full soul from the enemies there and enter the room that leads to Greenpath. Kill the Elder Boulder in the same way as the previous one and proceed into Greenpath. You basically only need to move left until you see Hornets. Now it's time to perform a skip. There are 2 types of skips you can choose from here. Fireball skip or a squid pogo. The squid pogo is relatively easy to do, and it requires you to lure the squid in the room below up under the ledge. This can be done by letting it charge at you, then just pogoing it to bounce up on the ledge. After getting up on the ledge, keep going left until you get to the room with the floating balls, where you instead go up. If you don't have full soul at this point, you should hit enemies you pass by to collect soul. You need at least 8 soul, meaning that you're 1 hit away from getting full soul. In the room above, you fight the Moss Knight. To kill him, you need to shoot 3 fireballs and hit him once. Because of this, if you're 1 hit away from full soul, you can shoot him twice, and hit him once, and shoot him again to kill him. After defeating Moss Knight, go up to the right. From there, continue left to the Vengeful King. Collect soul on the way there to make the fight as fast as possible. Vengeful King dies to 3 fireballs and 2 nail hits. Collect all the Geo he drops. You need at least 220 Geo. Go down to the left and make your way to the Hornet room, while also collecting a bit of soul. Hornet is a relatively easy boss fight, as you get a lot of time to react to your attacks, and they are also easily punished. You preferably want to spend all your soul on fireballs instead of healing, since this makes the fight faster. After defeating Hornet, pick up the Muffin Cloak, and then quit to the main menu, start to save again. You want to quit to the main menu directly after picking up the dash, as otherwise a cutscene will play. This will spawn us at the place we last rested at, most often a bench, but there are some exceptions, such as getting Vengeful Spirit. After going back in the save, we spawn in the Ancestral Mound, this time with the ability to dash. Next, we go to the Fungal Waste to get the Mantis Claw. Go back down to the Aspid Arena, but this time left and up on this ledge by dashing. Then go down into the Fungal Waste. The first room here can be a bit annoying with all the acid pools. One tip I can give to make it a bit less tedious is to watch out for the acid waterfalls in the background. These show you roughly where an acid pool is. Keep in mind that not all acid pools have these waterfalls in the background. At the bottom, go to the right and go through these rooms shown here. Run past the cloth and poke the purple balls and bounce over the ledge. Go down the room and go in the opposite direction of Hornet. On the bottom of the next vertical room, you get another two-option choice. To go the normal route to Mantis Village, or to perform an explosion pogo to skip through a large amount of rooms. Though, the explosion pogo is very hard to do, so I'm just going to do the normal route to Mantis Village, which is to go right and jump past all the mantises, go down this hole, and then to the left. Keep going down in this room and then enter this passage on the left. Run to the far left of the room and hit the lever. Here is another possibility to perform a speedrun trick, which is a Mantis Pogo. Here's a clip showing it. But alas, I'm too bad at it, so I just run back to the right and go across the platforms and pick up the Mantis Claw normally. Before leaving Fungal Waste, we're going to quickly collect 3 relics that we can get to, now that we can wall jump. Here's a map showing the locations of the relics. After picking up the 3rd relic, we can again quit and re-enter the save. Back at the Ancestral Mound, we once again go back to the Aspid Arena. This time going right and to the Stag Station. Buy the stag, sit on the bench, and take the stag to Dirtmouth. Open the door by hitting the lever, and go down a well. Wall jump up the well and pick up this hidden relic. Then save quit back to the Stag Station bench. Next, we go to kill the Grassmother. Let's go down here while hitting some of the enemies you pass by for soul, then go to the right until you get to Grassmother. Grassmother is a very easy boss, since she is so easy to dodge. When she dies, she spawns a ton of grass. You can kill the majority of them with a single fireball, then finish off the rest. Next, we're going to get the Dream Nail, but first we need to pay a visit to Salubra. We want to buy the Shaman Stone from Salubra, and then equip it on the bench outside. Next, we want to die, but also talk to Sly to access his shop later on. Take 2 damage on the way to Sly, and then 3 when back out. Make sure to die far to right, as if you die too far left, your shade will spawn at the wrong spot. Now we'll need to do a shade skip to get into the blue lake. Hit the shade once and then lure it up here. When it is in the right position, you dash above it, pogo it, and then dash up on the ledge. Now we can make our way to the resting grounds. Get across blue lake by spamming jump and dash. Hit this lever, go up, and then inspect this tablet in the room to the right. This platforming part can be hard at first, since if you dash, you can't see the platforms before you are right above them. Because of this, I recommend first just go through it normally, and then while dashing, since you are then more familiar and have a good feeling about where the platforms will appear. Talk to the moth and get a dream nail. Next, we want to go to Lemm to sell our relics for Geo. First, we need to get to City of Tears. Go back to the room beside the blue lake, right and jump over the Great Husk Sentry. Go down the elevator. Go down through this room while collecting enough soul for 2 fireballs. Kill the enemies in this room with fireballs and collect the Wanderer's Journal. Then go down the rest of the room. Go to the stag station and jump up on the roof and pogo these spikes while going left and pick up the relic there. Then jump back down and sit on the bench. Run to the big room on the left and enter this door. Kill all the enemies here and the hidden one on the right. Collect all the geo they drop. Keep going left and then to the next room. Go up the elevator and now it's time for another skip, called Spire Pogo. Pogo this thing in the background when at the highest point of your jump and wall jump off of the ledge on the left and jump up on it. If you fail a pogo, take the left elevator and leave and re-enter the room to try again. Then enter the room above and go up and avoid the enemies. If you want to, you can take the bench on the left for safety, but it will lead to time loss. Kill the top row of enemies with a fireball and collect soul from the big guy under the top row. Go down and fight the Great Husk Sentry and the Winged Sentry. Kill the Winged Sentry first, as it can be annoying. A tip for the big sentry: when it does a double swing, you can get a hit on him, dash away and dash back in and hit him again when it stops swinging. Hit the lever to open the door to the right, go up and hit the lever there. In the room above, you can either go up and then left, or left immediately. It is quicker to not go up, but a bit harder, since you need to dash over a big husk sentry to do so. Dash through the bridge and then go down to the elevator. Take the elevator to the bottom and go left, past the large bug. Jump up on the metal platforms to find a relic. Pick it up and then go back to the big bug. Pass him again and down to Lemm. Sell your relics to Lemm. You need at least 2950 geo. Now we go to buy the Lumafly lantern. Quit and load. If you took the safety bench, you need to run back to the stag station. Buy the stag and take it to Dirtmouth. Enter the house left of Elderbug and buy the Lumafly lantern from Sly. And the rest on the bench. The next part is going to collect Crystal Art. Go back to the stag and go to Forgotten Crossroads. Go up and into the dark room. Pay the toll and enter Crystal Peaks. Jump across the conveyors and go up. Here you can poke on a pickaxe to skip the big beetle, or just kill the beetle. Keep going up and try to avoid the lasers. In this room, you first need to grab the shopkeeper's key before continuing upwards. At the top, go right and drop down the first hole, then a second one, and a third one. Complete the parkour and try to not get hit. Pick up Crystal Art. And quit to the main menu to get back to Dirtmouth. We now go to kill Soul Warrior and get Shade Soul. Go back to Sly and this time buy the Elegant Key. Go to the Stag and travel to King Station. Go to the left and use Crystal Heart to dash over all the enemies. Go up the elevator and perform Spire Pogo again. Sit on the bench here and then go to the bridge again. It is fastest to Crystal Dash across the bridge. This time go up instead of down and take the elevator further up. Enter the Soul Sanctum. The Soul Twister dies only 1 fireball and 3 nailates. You do not need to pick up all of the geo it drops, as the only geo we need for the rest of the run is 250. Go left, up the elevator and open the door with the Elegant Key. Fight Soul Warrior. You should try to kill the floating ones as quickly as possible. They die instantly to 1 fireball with 3 hits. An effective way to kill them while also dealing damage to Soul Warrior is to shoot them with a fireball when they're on top of Soul Warrior. When he dashes, you can just jump and pogo him. When he does his falling attack, you can just dash away and hit him and shoot him with a fireball. To dodge his range attack, you can jump over it and then dodge it when it comes back. Again, you do not need all of the geo drop, as you only need 250 for the rest of the run. Go up and inspect the device and get Shade Soul, then do the main menu thing. We now go to fight Watcher Knights and kill our first Dreamer, Lurian. Go right and up, but this time get on the middle platform and take the elevator there, then go left. You can hit some enemies on the way for soul, but it is not needed. If you're unsure whether you will defeat the Watcher Knights first try or not, you can hit the elevator and make it go down again to save some time if you fail. Don't take the next elevator, as it is faster to wall jump on the glass up. Break the roof here and break the rope holding the chandelier up. This will make the fight faster and easier, as it eliminates one of the Watcher Knights beforehand. To get max soul, you can dream nail the sleeping Watcher Knight, and then proceed with the fight. You also have a small window to dream nail the knights when they wake up. Try to kill the first Watcher Knight as fast as possible by jumping over him when he slashes. When he rolls, you can also shoot him with a fireball. If you shoot in the direction he's rolling, the fireball may hit multiple times. When there are multiple Watcher Knights at once, you want your fireballs to hit both of them. If they are close enough to each other, you can even hit both of them with a slash. After defeating Watcher Knights, go to the right, wall jump up, go up in the middle and take the elevator up. Go right to dream nail Lurian and kill him. Next, we had to kill our second dreamer, Manoman. Backtrack to Keen's station. You can crystal dash on this ledge to go across a big room, avoiding the enemies. Take the stag to Dirtmouth and go down a well. Go all the way down the vertical room and to the left at the absolute bottom. Here we need to perform an acid skip. If needed, you can use the Aspid Mothers to get soul that you can use to heal. Drop down this room and try to avoid the squids. Then go left to the teacher's archives. There's a bench in the first room that you can take if you think that you might die. Go down and left, past the squids and dash through the electricity. Crystal dash across the acid. Now it's time to fight Uumuu. You will be able to damage Uumuu first after it attacks 3 times. After that, it is vulnerable to attacks after it attacks twice, but randomly it can attack an extra time before becoming vulnerable to damage. You can dream nail Uumuu between its attacks to get soul. When Uumuu is vulnerable, try to hit it with as many fireballs as possible, while also hitting it normally to get some soul. Its attacks are relatively easy to dodge, as you can just run away from the electricity shade, and there are lots of safe spots for the other attack. After defeating Uumuu, go right and down. Crystal dash across the acid pool, go up and inspect Manman. Try to quirrel when he jumps up. Then dream nail Manman and kill her. The next area you want to go to is Deepnest. First, go back out of the teacher's archives and break the wall to the left. Then you get to choose between two ways to get to Deepnest. One is the acid skip to Queen's Gardens. It's fast, but also extremely hard and precise. Because this skip is so hard, I take an easier route to Deepnest, that is slower. This easier route includes going down and right until you get to Queen Station. Crystal dashing and dropping into this hole. Going down and then left. Following these mushrooms, going across the acid lake and breaking this wall. Lastly, go past this spot and then back to fall down into Deepnest. Now in Deepnest, the next step is to get to the trap bench, meaning the bench in Descent Village. For simplicity, I'm just going to show you a map of the route to get to Deepnest Spa, since this place is a bit of a maze. Credit for the map goes to The Embraced One, who created an interactive version of the whole map. It can be found on the website hallownest.net. At the spa, you can get soul from it or sit on the bench for healing or a respawn point, but neither of them are necessary to do. This is another place where I'm only going to show you the route, since all you do is to run to the distant village. No geo collecting is needed. Though, it is good to enter Beast Den with at least 3 soul, preferably 9, so we just collect some soul from enemies. Finally, when you are at the distant village, go into the big house and sit on the definitely not suspicious bench. Now it's time to kill the last dreamer, but first we need to get through the beast den, which can be a bit annoying. Firstly, we need to get past this devout here. To do so, we can kill it with 3 fireballs. If you don't have enough soul, there's a breakable part of the floor here with 2 spiders that you can kill for 6 soul, which is enough for 2 fireballs. If you're lucky though, there's a small chance that a fireball will hit the devout twice, requiring only 2 fireballs to die. Kill the devout and head upwards. Since there's only one way to go, I'm again just going to show a map showing the route to make it easier. Since there is no in-game map of Beast Den or on the interactive map, I'm using this map made by Reddit user Sifshidea. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. For some reason, the last devout also has a higher chance of getting hit twice by a fireball, so if you're feeling lucky, you can try to kill it with only 2 fireballs. Lastly, dream nail Herrah and kill her. Now it's time to get out of this place, which you do by going down to the left and going out of the house. Go up to the right of Decent Village and buy the stag there. Take the stag to Dirtmouth, and then it's time for the final part of the speedrun. First, we need to go to the Black Egg, where the Hall Knight is. So we just drop down the well and go to the right to find the temple. Then just enter the egg. I I recommend taking the bench before going into the boss room, unless you are confident you will beat the Hollow Knight on the first try. Some tips I can give for the fight is to try to deal as much damage as possible in the beginning, not spending any soul on healing. You want to dodge basically every move by jumping and pogoing. The reason for this being so good is because of the delay that the Hollow Knight has after using a move. Since it won't teleport away, it is a sure hit with a fireball. When you see the Hollow Knight starting to shoot the goop pulse, you can just jump over him and get tons of damage in. When it starts stabbing itself, you get a window where you can hit it for soul and also heal up to max if needed. The slam attack can be easily dodged and also punished because you can get some hits in when it slams to the ground. It also gets briefly stunned after attack, which gives you a moment to use all the soul you collected from the slam to deal a lot of damage with fireballs. When the Hollow Knight starts to get real low on health, he will only slash once and falls to the ground afterwards. This gives you another window to deal damage with fireballs. Finally, when the Hollow Knight is defeated, all you need to do is absorb the infection by using focus, then the run is completed. Well, that concludes my beginner guide about Hollow Knight speedrunning. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this guide helped you get introduced to speedrunning. Even if the guide didn't help, I still wish you good luck in your speedrunning. Farewell.